Hi and welcome to another episode of Toby's Barbecue Corner. If you like to watch my videos, you know that I like to cure and cold smoke my own salmon. Now today we're going to make a real showstopper for your next party. What you need for it and how to do it, I'm going to show you in this episode. And this is what we need for today. Now, obviously, you need a nice little piece of salmon, and I got this from a fishmonger, and this fish is from Norway. It looks absolutely delicious. What else do we need? We need some salt, we need some sugar, you need some horseradish. Now, you can go for the fresh one or the one out of the jar, which I did. You need some pepper, you need some beetroot, you need some limes, and you need a lot of dill. That's why I separated them into two different bunches, so to speak. And you need some gin. First and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to check if the salmon has any bones left in it, but this is looking pretty good. Yeah, you can take off this part of the fish as well, which I think I'm going to do. Don't throw it away. You can use it for tartare, for example. Later on, you can put it in a fish soup, whatever it is, so please don't throw it away. And obviously make sure that you look out to get good quality salmon for this, because we are basically not cooking it, we're just brining it and we're curing it, so make sure. So this can go on the side, and what you can also do is you can take that little bit of silver skin off, but this is really the most I would go in terms of trimming. Obviously you want your fish to look nice, and you want the brine or the seasoning later on to really stick to the lovely parts of your fish. So whatever you can take off that would prevent it, that would be great. But I think this is about it. I think the fishmonger did a really good job. So let's put that to the side. And there we go. Actually, I did find, we have a few bones there. Let's see if I can take that out. Yes, one I can remove, but I think there are more in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my tweezer and I'm going to get them out of there, because obviously nobody wants to eat that. In the next step, we're going to take our dill and we're going to chop it up. You can leave the stems in, you can leave the stalks in, because we're going to blitz it in our little blender. But obviously to make it a little easier on the blender, we're just going to chop it up first. So in it goes. And obviously, depending on how much salmon you make, you have to use more or less of the dill and basically all the other ingredients. Next step, you're going to cut up your beetroot. Now we're going to start off with half the beetroot and just going to cut it in slices and then in cubes, again, making it easier for our blender. I might opt to use the entire beetroot because I really want to go for that color, but we'll see in the end how much of the brine, so to speak, we have. Also, I think you noticed I didn't actually peel the beetroot because we're not going to be eating it. So this is only there to add the color, to add the texture to our fish, and we're going to actually remove it later on. So let's give it a quick blitz and see where we're at. All right. Now, I think we're going to throw in the last piece for sure. So let's cut that up quickly. And then what we're going to do is, just to add some moisture already, we're going to throw in the gin. I think it will also help with the, the cutting up of the beetroot as well as the dill. And I'm going to finish that up now. All right, in the next step, we're going to add all the other ingredients together. So we're going to start off with the salt, then we're going to add the brown sugar, and don't worry, I'll make sure to put all the ingredients in the description below. The pepper goes in for a little bit of that extra kick, and then we're going to put in the horseradish. Now with the horseradish, as far as I know, there are kind of like 3 different spiciness levels. So mild, hot, and extra hot. This one is mild. And I think, if you go with 2.5, maybe 3 teaspoons, that should do it. And then we're going to move on to our lime. Now the easiest way to actually squeeze the lime and obviously take off the zest as we need it is to roll it around on the cutting board with the palm of your hand. It will kind of like pre-squeeze, so to speak, the lemon already. Sorry, the lime. So yeah, you want to squeeze it and roll it around and make sure that, you know, you put a lot of pressure on it. And then when you're done that, you take your microplane and you just start taking off the zest. Now be very careful, especially if you use the more coarser side of your microplane, not to cut too deep into kind of like that whitish part of the skin, simply because it will get bitter rather quickly. Now you can obviously do that if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable with it, what I do recommend is, or if it goes too quickly into the white flesh, so to speak, you use the finer side or the less coarse side of the microplane, just as I'm doing right now, simply because you do have a little bit more play, so to speak, with your lime to make sure that you don't cut too deep into it. And at present, as you can see, we only need one lime and the zest of one lime. We will need the other one later on. So just set that to the side. And as you can tell, I'm not, you know, getting too deep into the lime. Now let's finish that up. And obviously you have to make sure that whatever zest gets stuck to the microplane on the inside, you obviously want to catch that as well. So put that to the side, and then we're going to cut it open, and it just makes it so much easier to squeeze. Now obviously make sure with whatever you're squeezing, whether it's a lemon or a lime, just in case it does have seeds, make sure that you cover it, you double check what has fallen into your little bowl, simply because obviously you don't want to have that in your food, and you want to make sure that your guests and you yourself obviously have a good eating experience, so to speak. So give it a good squeeze, make sure everything is out, and you throw it away. Yeah, just double checking. No, but that was fine. And then lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to get our beetroot, gin, as well as dill mix out. And look how lovely that got blitzed in our little blender. And now we're going to mix it all up, make sure that all these lovely ingredients, you know, have time to mingle and get acquainted before we actually put it all over our salmon. In the end, I did opt to use both, or the whole beetroot, simply because I really wanted that color to pop. But as I said, we're not going to eat it, so don't worry about it. But yeah, give it a good mix. And obviously what will happen is the salt and the sugar will actually cure the salmon. So you obviously have to make sure that you have enough salt and sugar in there. But yeah, that looks absolutely lovely. Make sure though, just as a piece of advice, make sure to wear gloves, simply because beetroot will stain anything. I mean, your clothes, your hands, whatever it is. So as you can see, I've taken the second bundle of dill and just put it on the bottom. And now we're going to take our salmon and place it right in the middle of it. The dill will, yeah, release a lot of flavor. And now we're just going to pour our brine, so to speak, right over our salmon and make sure everything is covered. "48 hours later, our salmon is ready and I've taken it out the fridge. Now, first and foremost, I have to apologize. I had to voice over pretty much the entire video up until this point, simply because my microphone wasn't working for some odd reason, but I hope this is better now. So, as I said, I've taken out the salmon. What we're going to do now is we're going to remove it from the brine. And we're going to take off our brine as best as we can. We're not going to wash it off, we're just going to take it off. But look at the color. It smells great of beetroot and gin. and all the other ingredients, and look at the color that it got. I mean, absolutely fantastic, bright red. So we're going to take that off. Going to remove our dill, just like that. And it really smells absolutely delicious. What a wonderful piece of fish. As I said before, guys, use gloves. Your hands will be bright red afterwards. So we're going to remove this, set it to the side. We're going to take some kitchen towel as well. We'll just make it that much easier. And we're gonna dab it, you know, the rest of it we're just gonna dab off. Look at it. And as I said, we're not going to eat the beetroot and you know, the brine basically, so don't worry about it, throw it away. Can't use it again. But it's absolutely delicious. The fish has gotten a lot harder, or more stiff, so to speak, than what it was before. So that means the sugar and the salt have definitely done their job. So what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna change my gloves quickly and I'm gonna show you the next step. Right, in the next step we're going to take some freshly grated pepper, put it right over it. Then we're going to take our microplane, and remember that one lime that we had left, so we're going to put some of that zest right on top. Obviously add great color to it, you know, the green lime as well as the bright red salmon. Absolutely phenomenal. And as you can tell, I've placed it on one of those golden yeah, what do you call it? It's not a plate, it's more like a, yeah, well, let's call it a golden plate. It's specifically for fish or for food, and what we're going to do is then we're going to put it in the fridge for an additional 24 hours, but I'm going to vacuum pack it because I want to give it, in German it's called the burn. I'm not entirely sure if it's in English the same thing, but basically all you know, all the juices, all the color, etc. can settle, and then we're going to give it the first cut. And I can't wait, guys. You know, I really can't wait. But doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous already? There's one more step to do before we actually put it in our bag and vacuum pack it. I'm gonna put some dried dill over it. You can use fresh dill as well if you like, but I think dried dill works just as fine, and that will give it another set of flavor. So really excited about it. Make sure it has a good coverage, and as I said, then it goes in the fridge for an additional 24 hours. Now that fish, because it's essentially still raw, I mean, you know, I mean the salt and the sugar obviously cure it, but you want to be careful. So you want to make sure that the cooling stays, you know, that the cooling is in place, and you know, it will last you a couple of days in the fridge, but I wouldn't go any further than a few days. And what you want to do, if you need to, you know, if you need longer than that, go put it in the freezer. I think that will be the easiest thing. So we're going to add some of that dried dill, because dill and salmon obviously go extremely well together. Right, and I think now our salmon's ready for the final step, so to speak. So I've already prepared my bag here, and now we're going to try and coerce it into the bag. And make sure that you fold over the front part of it because you don't want any dirt on it where the seal needs to be. Just put that in there. Here we go. Fold it over. Make sure the end is clean, which it is, and I'm gonna vacuum pack it. All right, just real quick, that's how it looks like when it's vacuum packed. So it's gonna go in the fridge now for the next 24 hours. 24 hours later, we're done. Doesn't that look absolutely beautiful? And I'm really excited, so let's cut this open. Let's try to get this out of here. There we go. And yes, I know the beetroot will stain. I said it before and I'm not wearing gloves, so just give me a sec, guys. I will be putting on some gloves. And now with gloves, guys. So let's make that first initial cut. Of course, the first couple of cuts, they're never all that great, but wow, guys, the color really pops. Exactly what I was hoping for. Little pink on the inside, nice bright red on the outside. Beautiful, isn't it? So, we're gonna dig in now. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little video about the beetroot cured salmon. I am absolutely thrilled on how it came out. The colors are just popping. The taste is absolutely delicious. You can really taste the beetroot, you know, and all the other flavors. The limes give it a little fruity, you know, hint. So it is absolutely delicious. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up. Please head over to that subscribe button for more great videos to come. And I hope to see you soon again at Toby's Barbecue Corner.